In this video, I'm going to show you my exact process for prompting sections with Claude and how to automatically update your theme's code so that you can use the prompted section in your theme. But before discussing this method, I used to use Shopify's AI block generated feature inside a theme, which is still a good method if you need to prompt a section quickly. For those of you that don't know, to prompt a section with Shopify's AI, all you need to do is go into your theme, hit add section, then select generate and describe the section you need. However, that method gives you very little control over building sections, and it's better to iterate on a prompt, which leads people to start prompting sections in Claude and then copying and pasting the code inside of a theme. You can do this by copying the code generated from Claude, selecting edit theme, creating a new section in the sections folder and pasting the code in. Then inside the Shopify theme customizer, you can see your newly created section. But as you can see, this can be arduous, and we can actually just connect Claude directly to your theme to transfer code using a tool called GitHub and Claude Cowork. Also, quick shout out to WebEx. They were the ones that showed me this process in the first place. What you'll need to get started is a Claude Pro plan at the very least, just because you'll need Cowork, and you'll also need GitHub Desktop, or at least it's highly recommended. Then hop over into Shopify, go over to a theme that you want to download, click on the three dots, and then hit download theme. Then what you'll want to do is download the theme from your email, copy over the theme when it's unzipped into your files, and then you should see a bunch of files such as assets, blocks, config, and so on. I personally put my file inside of a folder called themes inside of documents. Then what you want to do is, after you have installed GitHub Desktop, you want to go over to the top, hit add, press add existing repository, choose your path. Again, mine is inside of documents and I have YouTube theme here. Then I'm going to create it as a new repository. I'm not going to initialize anything in it, and I am going to hit create repository. Then what we'll want to do is publish our repository. You can add it into an organization and I'll keep the code private. Great. Once that's done, you'll want to go over into import, connect from GitHub, then connect your GitHub account. I have it under my personal account, and then we're going to select the theme we just added into GitHub. And right now we have one branch and it is called main. Great. So once we have our theme added in, now we'll want to connect it to Claude. So what we're going to do is go over into our GitHub, and you'll notice your new repository created. Then under settings, go over into developer settings. Then we're going to go into personal access tokens and fine grained tokens. Then we're going to generate a new token. I'm going to call this YouTube theme. It's going to be under my name. You can set an expiration date, which is probably recommended, but for this, I'll hit no expiration. And we're only going to select the repository that we just created. It's called YouTube theme. What I'll end up doing is creating a new token for every single repository that I create. And then you'll want to add permissions, type in contents, and then change contents to read and write. Then hit generate token. Now on this screen, you'll want to copy this token over here. And as soon as you leave the screen, you won't be able to access this token again. So make sure you copy it. Then inside of Claude, make sure you go into Cowork and then projects, and then select new project. Start project from scratch. I'll call this YouTube theme, and we'll want to select the file that we have our theme in. So again, I have it under a folder called themes and documents. I'm going to select YouTube theme, which is my newly created theme, and hit open. Then I'm going to hit create. So for our first prompt, what we'll want to do is type in get remote set URL origin, and then make sure that we add HTTPS in front of our key that we have pasted in here. And then we're going to want to do @github.com/our username/ the repository.git. I'll have a formula in the description of this video. And again, kudos to WebEx for figuring this one out. I'm going to now submit this. So now we have it set up inside of Claude. Make sure that you use, git ignore if you intend to, store this key somewhere. You should try to keep it somewhat private here for this video. Not too worried about that because I will delete the key. Now let's prompt our section. Let's tell it to create a simple call to action section that says we created this with Claude, and then we'll say push to main theme in GitHub. As we can see here, it is creating the new file for us. So now we have our new section created and pushed over to the main theme, which is awesome. So let's close this and let's hop into the theme. Again, it's YouTube main. And so what we'll do is hit edit theme. And now we can hit plus over here and we should now see our new Claude section. And there you go. It's Claude CTA. And there is our new section. And again, we could end up prompting in Claude to revise the section if we need. And honestly, pretty efficient workflow. As you can see, it's pretty efficient to prompt sections with Claude, but if you want to skip that process entirely, I built a library of professionally built sections that you can add into any theme. If that interests you, click on this video here.